Their rehabilitation centre was destroyed by the Russian troops. However, they continue to provide psychological assistance. In the heroic city of Borodianka is a great need for specialists in moral support. Both children and adults suffered severe psychological trauma during the month of occupation. Employees of the local rehabilitation centre for soldiers of the Joint Forces operation came to their aid, and this despite the fact that their centre was razed to the ground by the invaders and 2 colleagues were ruthlessly killed. Specialists found a new refuge in Borodianka Lyceum. This is the window of my office. A fragment of a shell hit here.
Ludmila shows everything left of the rehabilitation centre she ran. The woman recalls that at first Russian troops fired on the building from tanks. The stuff was promptly evacuated by the territorial defence forces. Then the occupiers dropped a powerful bomb and turned a multidisciplinary institution into ashes.
There was a fight everywhere. There was a Russian landing, our territorial defence, tanks, armoured personnel carriers. Was it scary? Probably we didn't even have time to get scared.
One of the centre workers was shot dead by Russians right here in the backyard. Another specialist died during the bombing at her home. But even these victims didn't force the psychologists to stop working. Borodianka Lyceum was chosen as a new home. Now it's a huge centre of both medical and humanitarian aid. And there are a lot of people who need therapy.
My child is feeling very bad. He began to blink, shudder. He is not sleeping.
All this is a consequence of the fascist actions of Putin's army. Oksana's 10-year-old son has to work with a psychologist on a regular basis, and it is not known how many visits are needed to get this child out of the shock he feels.
Helicopters were constantly flying over us, grads were firing, and they came to us in the yard. They are not small children, they understand everything.
Olena is a psychologist with 30 years of experience. For each case, she selects a special method of work.
Adults need to be listened to, understood and supported. Fears need to be worked out with children, and we need to work with parents to explain what is happening to the child.
Yulia Lapatina, the Minister of Veterans Affairs, visited the new home of the rehabilitation centre. She brought help, mobile phones and SIM cards, so that psychologists can keep in touch with patients and with each other. People lost their means of communication during the occupation. To restore the full operation of the centre, there is an idea to attract international funds, the official said.
I will turn to our international partners to ask for the construction of a modular centre where staff can live temporarily and provide services. You have to be here to help people.
It is necessary to organise a powerful rehabilitation centre, the minister says. In addition to Borodianka, it will be able to visit thousands of residents of neighbouring Gostomel, Irpin, Makarov and Bucha and receive prompt psychological assistance. Igor Ramaklo, Dmitrio Kozbar, Facti, ICTV, United News.